We are in to pay bills. Nobody can say you will not pay bill. You can't do that. You can't use electricity and say I will not pay bills.
The never-ending impasse between the Electricity Company of Ghana and residents of the Krobo area for over the past 2 weeks has resulted in the cut of power supply to the entire Krobo land. Today, on this special episode of Say It Loud on GhanaWeb TV, we are in the Krobo municipality to speak to some residents and to find out from them how we got here. This is Say It Loud with me, George AEC. The people of Krobo land, just like any other Ghanaian community, enjoyed electricity supply until 2014, when the business relationship between residents of the area and the Electricity Company of Ghana took a different turn. The issue that brought it up, overbilling.
So from 2014 to 2017, a committee, Kofi Afel committee, also stated that 2014, 2017, that bill should be cancelled. There is a chart with ECG, also show that bill is refencing. There is difference between cancellation and refencing. Refencing means maybe tomorrow you can bring that thing out, that this is your debt, you will pay. Per my understanding. From 2018 to 2022 or 2021, they are giving 5 years period to pay. Now, our major concern is, if I Nene Sakino, this house, I own a debt. I must know that maybe I own 20,000 Ghana cedi on my meter. So by giving me prepaid, maybe you will be taking 5 cedi anytime I buy prepaid. Then I know that by 1 year, that bill will be clear from the system. So that after 1 year, if you are still charging me, then I have to find out why you are doing so. If that thing having been done, and you say I own you, without knowing the history of my meter, the amount that I own on my meter, which means if 30 years, and you say you are taking that debt, I have nothing because you say I owe you. I didn't know the actual amount. You just summarize everything that the Krobos own 160 million Ghana cedi. 160 million Ghana cedi. Every meter, we have to know, technically, we have to know the amount that every meter consumes. If that has been done, because there are some new meters which have been given to people, even they are not operating yet. Those meters, there is no debt on it. They will be removed them and fees prepaid, which means those meters also will pay a debt.
We were paying bills until 2014. Overbilling started. You said maybe this shop pay 50 cedis a month. All of a sudden, 5,000 start coming. 1 meter, one shop, 3,000, 2,000. So abnormal bills. So when we started the noise, they themselves accepted that it was an error, a mistake. So what do? You come and sit with the people. These same mistakes they are demanding, because you said it was an error. Later you say I should come and be paying small. Where do we done that? And that thing started 2014 till date. UCG does not come and sit with the people to suggest how the thing. They will go to maybe the paramount chief. When they go to the paramount, whatever the paramount chief will say, then they took it like that. But the paramount chief doesn't, excuse me, so he doesn't pay bill for me. I am the victim. I'm your customer. UCG, you are my customer. So come to me. Since 2014, since the demonstration 2014, they stopped bringing in bills. So they accumulated the bills. Then they came and they say we should pay all. I can't pay like that.
About 5 years ago, when this thing happened, it has started with overbill. So when the overbill come, we try to solve it. We couldn't. Anytime we make effort to solve the problem, we couldn't solve it. So that's till now, that problem is still there.
Why is the problem not being solved? Is it that you are refusing to understand the position of the ECG, or the ECG is refusing to understand the people of Krobo?
The ECG, they don't want to understand us. They want us to do what they want, but they don't want us to do what we want.
And what is it that you want?
The prepaid is not a problem. When there's no problem, when the prepaid come, we accept it. But now there's problem, so you have to solve the problem first before the prepaid.
People speculate that the people of Krobo do not want to pay any light bills, but the power is not our family property. We never had any issues since 1969, when electricity was first brought to this area. But from 2014 to 2016, we're receiving bills as much as 8,000 Ghana cedis. Imagine an old lady at home being asked to pay a bill of 8,000 Ghana cedis. So we said no. From 1969 to 2014, we have never received such bills. We have asked that we investigate and find a solution, but now they are insisting on introducing the prepaid meters. But we are also saying we won't accept the prepaid meters because it is a ploy to have us pay for the debt.
To find a lasting solution to this, ECG has sought to replace all the existing postpaid meters in the area with prepaid meters, but this has been met with resistance from residents.
I can't be all of a sudden we didn't know they bring in soldiers. The meter, the last time I checked, that meter in my house belonged to me. My name on it. So when you want to change that meter, you have to talk to me and tell me the reason you are changing the meter. I should accept before you take it off. You can't put gun on me and say, because I saw a military man handing gun, you have to take my meter off, then you feel prepared for me. We don't do that. They don't respect us. ECG doesn't respect us. We are in to pay bills. Nobody can say you will not pay bills. You can't do that. You can't use electricity and say I will not pay bills. We don't say that. We are paying until they started overbilling. The whole issue started with overbilling. I know a house around my house. I can take you there. They gave me 40,000 a household. 40,000. 40,000 house, not a mortuary or not a mock or maybe some company house, self-contained. He lived in the house with the wife and the kids. 40,000. He made a move to the ECG office. They said he should wait. He should be coming and be paying small. Wow.
So on what principle are you refusing to accept the prepaid?
Because of the overbill. That's why we don't want to accept the prepaid.
You are just asking that that debt be cancelled.
That's what all of us we are expecting. When the debt cancelled, when they bring the prepaid, we are going to accept it.
It is the overbilling that has resulted in all of this. Before this overbilling issue, we were paying electricity bills from the Kwame Nkrumah era till date.
Ever since generation, we are paying light bill. We have been paying. So when this thing started, this overbill, that caused the whole problem. Understand?
Amidst security and safety concerns for their staff, ECG has cut power supply to Krobo since July 27. This has had a significantly devastating effect on both social and economic activities.
Look at how people are suffering. Innocent people are suffering. Students are suffering, hospitals are suffering, and market women and myself. You see my shop, because I work with the fitters, the welders. Because of the light, my shop is down now.
We are suffering because we don't have lights now and we have to use generators. We use up to 3 gallons of a petrol a day before we are able to make ends meet. It has become a problem for us in Krobo land. And we know our customers do not have money to even get haircuts.
Any problem can walk pan Krobo and Pios on what you know to know. One suffering.
So have you increased your price?
Yeah.
I have now increased my prices. I used to charge about 7 cedis for a haircut, but it's now 10 cedis because of the fuel cost.
You say that because of that people are not coming that as they used to.
Because the money.
Patronage is also low because businesses have come to a halt because there's no money in the system. As a result of this, when they come, they ask for a reduction in a 10 cedi charge.
So if this continues for some time, how do you envision this is going to affect you? It's already affecting you, but going forward, if the light still doesn't come, how is it going to impact you?
It will greatly affect us because a lot of the folks have now relocated to villages and other towns. If the light do not come back on soon, it will greatly affect us. Drivers have also not been spared from the impact of this. Before the power cut, we had passengers traveling from Accra to purchase items including frozen fish. Now we travel in empty cars. We don't get passengers to pick because they complain they do not have power to even preserve their goods.
Dodo na first na ya go form buy na omo wo fridge omo na omo use a light no beto omo nya mfaso adechi omo be kwa akra asa goto enam no bi anasa ashama anasa tema enso light ni we obia ntukwan biom. My
wife sells fish, but she has to stop because of the cost of fueling a generator, which has become very expensive.
You can see everywhere is dry. Nobody is around to work with. So there's problem.
Talk about your customers. I mean, how is it really affecting you?
Really, it's affecting us because without the customers, we can't do anything. Without the customers, we can't work, we can't do anything. And we come and stay from morning to night, nothing is happening. Then all of us will go home and come the next day. While almost a week now, nothing is happening.
When the girl chop money, everything absent. Even our wife cries, we stop everything for us. So we need light. Yeah, immediately. Anything we solve that problem.
How much do you go home with a day?
Sometimes if I'm going home, I get 500, 600. Right now, if I'm going, nothing.
So from 500 to zero.
Yes, sir. Maybe you have zero. You don't get nothing. Because for 6 months, we know the job yet. The money all finished. Yes, sir. So we back.
Do you have children?
Oh, really? My wife and children, they're all here.
How is this situation affecting you at home?
Hungry. We are hungry, seriously. We don't have anything to eat. Children will be crying. They'll go to school. They'll come back in the evening. Nothing. Daddy, where's our food? We don't have, because there's no light. We are in the darkness. From 6 o'clock, we see everybody running to go and sleep because we don't have light. So it's affecting us seriously.
Not even providers of essential services have been spared from the power cut. The St. Martin de Porres Hospital in Agormanya handles over 300 patients at its OPD alone on a daily basis. The medical superintendent at the hospital, Dr. Stephen Kusi, told us how the facility has been getting by.
I think since the power outage, we have been running full services 24/7. We've been running our OPD, our inpatients, our maternity has been working fully, antenatal, children's ward. We've been doing all our elective cases and emergencies. I think that we're all hoping that the power will be restored so that we can go back to using power from ECG. We as clinicians have still been working, but then as management we realized that the generator, which is a very old generator, has been working 24/7 since this outage. And the fear is that if this generator kaputs, if it goes off, then that will be the end of our clinical service, because we are a fully digital institution. All our OPD, inpatients, pharmacy, lab, everything is fully automated, which means that we are completely and utterly dependent on power. So power from ECG obviously is the best choice, but in the absence of that, we're using our generator 24/7. Our old generator has been providing the power, but then we realized that if this generator kaputs, then that will be the end. And then also considering how much fuel we have been using, 5,000 cedis every single day to run this 24-hour service, it is simply not sustainable.
The hospital, despite managing to operate, is on the brink of a shutdown.
Management has decided that then we will need to reduce the amount of fuel that we spend. And then also, the generator also needs to be put off a bit to rest. Because if this generator goes off, that is the end of all clinical services in the facility. So that is where we are right now. It is not as if we are no longer running. We are still running a full 24/7 service. It's just that after 2 o'clock, we let the fuel get finished and then we have to let the generator rest a bit. But then currently we are running a full service. OPD is working, our inpatients are also working. I think that this is not sustainable. Looking at the fact that we are not getting any proper communication from anybody in terms of ECG or the powers that be, we don't know how long this is going to go for. But then as clinicians, we need to advise ourselves, as management, we need to advise ourselves and know how to manage the institution prudently. Because if this generator should kaput, then that is it. St. Martin's will have to close down permanently.
The situation, according to the medical superintendent, is gradually having a toll on the morale of staff at the hospital.
It is obvious that if you live in a community where power has been off continuously for 2 weeks, where you cannot preserve your food, where you are scared to go out after 6 p.m., then you come to work grudgingly, but then you still have to come to work. And I think that if it continues to go on, we'll have some agitation, because you cannot continue to always come to work and then you go back home, there is no power to do anything at all at home. Okay, you cannot preserve your food, you cannot do anything at all. And it is, of course, the heat is also very, very unbearable. So the security situation is more of a priority to management. Because of that, I believe we've changed a lot of their schedules to make sure that nobody is traveling within the community to come to work after 6 p.m. Those doing night duty are here by 6, and by 6 a.m., then they go back home.
Back in the towns, residents are keeping up with the situation by charging their phones and LED lights with generators at a fee. This proves an income-generating venture for some entrepreneurs. However, even those cashing in from the situation say they wish power will soon be restored to save their community from crisis.
We have been managing for the past 3 weeks. This is the business I started as a result of the crisis to make ends meet. If you charge a yam phone, it's about 3 Ghana cedis, and a touchscreen costs about 4 Ghana cedis. I charge the lamps for about 6 cedis.
The yam for yam 3 cedi. Get touch of 4 cedi.
This will be the yam, what you refer to as the yam, and the smart ones
4 cedi.
The lamps are
6 cedis.
6 cedis.
Yeah.
Okay. And is it that you are happy that business is booming for you, or what?
I'm not doing this because I'm happy with our current predicament. Not at all. When people come, they ask for a reduction, but I cannot do that because of the cost of fuel at the moment.
Krobo land has always been said to be shining. However, the experience in the last 2 weeks has been different for indigenes and other residents, including essential service providers. What would usually be a bustling nightlife in the big towns of Krobo is now a silent, dark night. Amidst growing security concerns and the negative impact on socio-economic activities, the people of Krobo want power supply to be restored with urgency, while measures are taken to address the impasse about metering and bailing.
It hasn't been easy, my brother. I just got a new generator, it cost me 2,900 cedis. And then we are not working because there is no light. And the cost of fuel one of these days too, we cannot work with fuel. So I'm just waiting for 1 or 2 monies, Momo, so I can get to the station and get some fuel before I can start work. As you can see, I have a lot of things to work. This weekend there will be funerals around which I need to work for them, but yes, still I cannot do anything. So it's really not affecting us in our businesses. So we are pleading on the leaders so they should speak on our behalf. And we are also in need of the light, so we'll be able to work peacefully.
Yes,
we are pleading with the government to intervene, so the old debt will be cancelled. We don't have a problem. But until that is done, we don't agree to any payment terms, and we are not also in favor of the
I think this situation has gone on for a very long time. And I believe that we have opinion leaders in the community, we have politicians. And as a facility, our mandate is only to take care of the sick that come to us. So we only plead to the powers that be, ECG, the politicians, members of parliament, to come together and restore power for us. We are only here to take care of those who are sick, our own brothers and sisters and those who live within the community. It isn't right that us doing this work, we go through such hardship. So that is my final word to them. They should please help us sort out this issue so that we can continue to preserve lives.
The Electricity Company of Ghana remains resolute that until the completion of its prepaid installation exercise and the safety of its employees guaranteed, it will not supply power to the people of Krobo. Residents of the area are also asking for the restoration of power before any form of engagement begins. This has been a special episode of Say Loud with me, George AC. Special thanks going out to my camera person, Richard Van Der Poy, my driver, Bright Boatin, and our correspondent here at Krobo, Mr. Michael Obete, for hosting us. Bye.